Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another squad builder with me, boy FIFA 1 HD. Well, we are going to be taking a look at a squad full of Brazilian superstars that only comes in at 150k. It's a brilliant team to be using if you don't have many coins, you just want something fun, a little run around to complete certain objectives like the Samba squad, using rivals, a fitness squad if you like. It is a fantastic team that will not cost you the earth. It uses some very decent players, some good high rated ones, and just a really fun team that works really well in defence. They swarm, they press high, they work really well, and they play on the front foot. And then when they win the ball back, they've got such a great range of abilities all across the pitch for attacking qualities, whether it's passing, dribbling or shooting. They are exceptional with great pace too. So without further ado, we're going to kick off with our goalkeeper, which is Ederson. Now I must admit I've used a fair range of goalkeepers in this game so far, and Ederson by far is easily my favourite. Absolutely incredible. His saves were so dynamic. I always felt like he had a good save in him, even when the opponent really should have scored. He was brilliant, made some incredible saves, always palmed it away from the goal, not into the danger area like some other keepers. He comes and claims a lot. He was brilliant with his distribution, and just overall great value for money. Obviously he'll fit into your Premiership teams, and he'll also fit into a lot of hybrids too because of his impressive nation. Now we're going to go on to right back, and we're going to be putting an interesting player in Junior Casicera. I'm not really sure how you pronounce his name. I've never really heard of him. I was looking for a right back for this squad, and I was actually really struggling. Unless you want to go for maybe an icon, there's not that many great options for Brazilian right backs. But this guy actually ticks a lot of boxes. He's got enough pace, he's decent enough going forward and in defence. He won a lot of balls back for the team, he got the ball forward. Nothing extravagant, but just a solid pick at right back that will definitely do you a job. Now the centre-back partnership was absolutely incredible, and the first of which is going to be Marquinhos, and the next one is going to be Ederson Militao. Both of these guys are phenomenal. Good pace on both. Obviously Militao a lot higher at 79, and I've upped that area too. But Marquinhos is also very quick. They've both got incredible defensive positioning, although Marquinhos for me is absolutely insane. So well rounded, obviously 86 rated overall, so a high rated card that is really OP in this game. I actually set him to aggressive interceptions, and he really did defend on the front foot. He never let my opponents have time to breathe. He was always bearing down their neck, winning the ball back before they've even had time to control it, which I loved about him. Great in the air, good pace to cover, and Militao just combined with him to make a very formidable centre-back partnership that was very tough for any opponents to get through. Now at left back and completing the defence, we have the 85 rated Marcelo. Now Marcelo is a card that I've always thought has been a little bit overrated and overpriced in previous FIFAs. However, this one is really well rounded. He's not that expensive because of his 85 rating, and just overall is a really solid pick. Good going forward, very solid in defence. Really nice card to use that has got a little bit of everything, that can definitely get forward, do his defensive job, and just is an overall really solid player for the money. Now at CDM, protecting this back four, we have the 85 rated Alan. Now Alan is a really good all-rounder too. Much like a lot of the players within this team, he can do a bit of everything, but I have him in a more defensive role within this team because he has the pace to cover the pitch, to track players, and then he has that fantastic strength and defensive nous to win the ball back, get the team moving, because he also, once he does win the ball back, he has really solid dribbling at 84. So if there are maybe players around him, maybe there were a couple of attackers around him, he's nicked the ball off one, he can worm his way out of tight situations when there are players around him, and then he's got a decent range of passing to move into the players who can really hurt your opposition. And he just overall for me was fantastic. I've loved this card, I've been using him for a long time in a lot of squads. He is a worthwhile player to be picking up because, as with Ederson, he has the nation, which makes him a very viable option for hybrids, but he's also in a strong league too, so you can fit him into those Serie A squads. Now the first of our central midfielders is going to be Roberto Firmino, and you'll see where this guy actually ends up playing because I do switch this formation around Obviously you can roll with the 4-3-3 in brackets 2 formation. It's not a bad formation at all. I do switch it in game and I push Firmino more into the cam position, because once in there, his dribbling and his range of passing are so good, and then you've obviously got the shooting too. It just makes for a really solid player in that position who's got a lot of attributes to also win the ball higher up the pitch, make interceptions, and just really press the opponents with his high intensity and good work rate. And then when he does get the ball back, he's got the ability to play people in and also to score a lot of goals for himself, making him a really top player for this team and definitely one of the standout options. Now moving on to the next pick, we're going to have to change this to Cam, as I didn't actually change him myself. Although it doesn't really make any difference really for the chemistry, and that is Lucas Moura. Now again, similarly to Firmino, he actually plays in a different position in game. I actually play him in a front two and he plays up top for me, and he's ridiculous. So quick, very clinical with his finishing, great dribbling to get in and out of tight spots, get himself free, and then when he does get himself the opportunity to shoot, he hammers it into the back of the net because he's got such a great range of shooting, very clinical with very decent shot power, great attack positioning, lovely movement. The agility and balance on this card is so good. Yes, he maybe doesn't have the most amount of strength in the world, but it's very difficult to get anywhere near him because once you see him, he's already gone, and that is because of his incredible pace and very solid dribbling, meaning that he is a right handful for defenders and a very lethal player in this game, especially if you do set him to get in behind. Now the first of our wingers who actually play more as central midfielders is going to be Willian. Willian is a very cheap card, but really overpowered. Very good pace, feels much quicker than the 85 would suggest. Great range of passing, also his dribbling is top notch, really good with the ball at his feet. Lovely shooting as well, much higher than the 78 would suggest too. I find him very clinical in front of goal, and even though he did play in a more central midfield sort of role, he did win the ball back for the team. He got involved in all sort of areas, real high intensity, which this team really exemplified, and Willian was really one of those players who got stuck in every aspect and really delivered for me. And similarly, our left winger, which is Felipe Anderson, which I know a lot of you guys have already used. You already know how good this guy is because you've either used him or you've come up against him time and time again, and this guy has owned every single game, and he did for me. He was brilliant. The amount of goals this guy popped up with, both from left wing and from the more central midfield role, which we'll come to later with the custom tactics, was ridiculous. Always made great runs. He's got the incredible pace, really decent shooting, very clinical, and the dribbling is just to die for. So good when you combine it with that pace, makes for a really good player. And all of these players within the team have such great dribbling, even down to the defenders. Everyone can handle the ball, everyone can take it, and the movements and the triangle that you can do in this team to move the ball, whether it's moving it with the player at pace and dribble or moving it via passing, and there are tons of passing options that come about, is just insane. And Felipe Anderson was one of those players who just had a great range of skills, incredible attack positioning, really good shot power and long shots. He really did hammer the ball home every single time, and I just thought he was a really good player for the money, very overpowered, and again a really solid player for your team. Now we finished the team off with our striker, which is going to be Gabriel Jesus. Similarly to what I was just saying, very comfortable and confident on the ball because of his impressive dribbling, which is a real theme for this team. Everyone's so comfortable on the ball, and Jesus really exemplifies that. He's able to take it in tight areas, he's able to worm his way out, get the chance to either pass or shoot, and his shooting is insane. Really good for an 82 rated card. The fact that he has 86 attack positioning and 84 finishing is insane on an 82 rated card. It really is. It's incredible, and that's why he's one of the most overused players in the Premier League, because he's dirt cheap and he comes with some really impressive stats. Yes, his long shots and shot power do leave a little bit to be desired, but realistically you're going to be getting this guy one-on-one every single time because he has the pace, he has the dribbling ability, and he has that attack positioning to get himself through one-on-one, and when he's in those positions, you will definitely bank on him scoring time and time again because he is so good in those areas. So that does complete the team, guys. Now we'll have a look at the custom tactics. Is that where, for me, it really does come alive, in all honesty. And we go to the attacking formation where I change to a different formation. We'll have a look at the sort of tactics now. And you can see on defence, we have press after possession loss. We have not very wide sort of stance with the defence, only there at 4. And depth there sort of in the middle. We have long ball on the offensive style. We have width again there in the middle. Players in the box quite pushed up with only 3 spaces remaining. And corners and free kicks both there at standard. In terms of the formation, we move to a 4-3-1-2, which I think really works well for this team. And we move Lucas Moura, Jesus, Firmino into those front 3 attack positioning spots, with Willian and Felipe Anderson tucking in a little bit deeper. Then in terms of the instructions, we have Lucas Moura and Jesus on stay central and get in behind, with Firmino on stay forward. We have Alan on stay back while attacking and aggressive interceptions, as well as cover centre, which we also have cover centre on Felipe Anderson and Willian. And then in terms of Marquinhos, we have aggressive interceptions. On the fullbacks, we have stay back while attacking. And that does complete the team, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm really interested to hear what you guys thought of the team. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought, and peace.